Good morning. How are you? Hello. If you are able to stand for our opening song, please do. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long. Morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long. Morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long. Morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long. Morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long. Morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light.
Good morning. I'm happy to see you all here. Thank you for being here. I'm Cheryl Archer. I go by she, her. And I'd like to thank our fabulous musicians, Omega Ray and John Monahan. Let's also give some love to our wonderful sound engineer, Mike Blackwell. Welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. A special welcome to those of you joining us for the very first time. We're so glad you're here in the sanctuary with us. Please raise your hand, and someone will bring you a welcome packet. Also, keep your hand raised. There you go. Also, a big welcome to everyone who is joining us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Make sure you sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn about all the fun things we have to offer here at the Oakland Center. We respectfully acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded these lands for countless generations. Now let's take a moment to bless our children wherever they are. We bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. We know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and we are grateful to have you in our lives, and so it is. Wednesday, August 9th, practitioner Jessica Chris is with us again from CSL Santa Cruz to continue the discussion on awakening to your passion. Meditation is at 6:30 p.m. and the service is at 7 by Zoom. On Saturday, August 12th, the Oakland Center will be at the Laurel Street World Music Festival. If you'd like to help, please contact Beth Van Arkel at bethvajazz, all one word, at yahoo.com, or Linda Wyman at Wyman, that's spelled W-Y-M-A-N, at comcast.net. Reverend Georgia Prescott is offering an after-service workshop on August 20th. Just say no, hell no, to aging gracefully. The cost is $20. She has requested that at least 8 people pre-register before Wednesday, August the 16th, so that she can prepare materials. Check out the full workshop description and register on the classes page of the website. Dr. Georgia Prescott video. Going too fast. Was there supposed to be a video? Oh, I'm sorry. My
to graceful
says video. Didn't know that was playing.
aging. You know, the fastest growing population in America today are people over the age of 85. And yet the dominant cultural view of older adults is one of deterioration, dependency, reduced potential. None of that stuff needs to happen. But if we're not careful, we can kind of get lulled into that subconscious thinking that that's what it's like to be an older adult. So I'm inviting you to come to the workshop. We're going to explore together some of the things that we can do to make sure that we understand we still have a lot of life to give. We still have gifts to give. We still have things we want to learn. It's a fun workshop. I hope to see you there. Hi, this is Dr.
Okay. All right. Constance Chapman is offering a free class teaser after service on August the 27th for her upcoming spiritual enrichment class, Mandela Meditation. This class starts September 7th and goes for 5 weeks. The parking lot party will be here soon on August 26th. Rain Dugan is the party leader for this particular event. If you'd like to help, contact Rain at susrain, and that's with an E on the end, at hotmail.com. Let's not forget the bookstore. It's summer reading time, and all books are 30% off. There is much happening at the center: events, workshops, classes, and more. Please visit our website at oaklandcsl.org and sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News. Remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook For special updates and content you'll only find by liking and subscribing to the Oakland Center. Please like us and subscribe to the Oakland Center today. Before we close the announcements and recite together our vision and mission statement, I'd like to call up Becky Leeser from Women Within International to briefly share with us about the organization. They are our featured nonprofit partner this month.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Becky Leeser. I go by she, her as well. And I just wanted to give you just a tiny bit of information here, see a video, and then we'll go on. Women Within is a women's empowerment organization. It's an international organization. And as it happens, this region, which stretches from Washington State all the way through California and Arizona, is the West Coast region, and I happen to be the co-president for about 6 more weeks of this particular region. So it is my pleasure to be here with you today. I believe there was a video. Could we roll that, please? Thank you. I'm going to say one more thing. As I was listening to the beautiful music at the beginning of this, I was thinking there are several ways to get to that peaceful, loving place. One of them is to be authentic about what's happening for you. This is an organization that helps women to get to that place. Thank you.
And now, please stand if you are willing and able, and let's recite together our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is.
Oh, there's a lot of folks here. Good morning, good morning. My name is Teresa Gardner. I am a licensed practitioner here and a ministerial graduate, soon to be a minister. Thank you. Boy, I am just standing taller from that presentation. Thank you so much. That was really, really wonderful. The woman within. I can feel that power. All righty. So let's settle in. I have a couple of readings like we do, and then we'll go into prayer. So if you want to gently close your eyes or not. Our first reading today is by Edward Fuyun. He writes, "You have the innate ability to love and create. You have the power within you to become passionate about whatever you pay close attention to. No matter how you and I choose to use the infinite storehouse of power within us, notice how it comes to life when we give loving attention to anything around us. When we become interested in something, life responds by igniting passion, excitement, enthusiasm within us." Yes. And Lynn Twist, our beloved Lynn Twist from the Bay Area. "Making a commitment to a purpose larger than yourself has the power to not only give your life meaning, but to make a difference at a time when humanity faces the greatest challenges we've ever known." Beautiful. We may call them challenges, but there is one thing here, this powerful presence, this power of love and the passion of life. It is here, right now, in this very building, heard and felt by all those online. Right here. We are home. We feel this love. We feel the unity of all of us right here. That divine presence that beats our heart, that supplies us with the wisdom to move forward in our lives, that gives us desire and fulfills the desire with the very choosing that we do. I'm so grateful to know that God, Spirit, Allah, the thing itself, is right now in my life and in each of our lives. So today we bless this service. We bless all the hands and hearts that made it happen. Beautiful Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle, Reverend Bling, High Priestess herself, delivers everything that we open up and receive, that which we desire to be felt and heard. It is glorious. It is a blessing. And we open up to our passions. We open up to our purpose here. We remember who and whose we are today. There is joy here. There is love for ourselves and each other. And we call it good. We let ourselves feel and accept our good today in a greater way, with greater purpose and intention. So I just let go right here in gratitude. And there is no just about it. Great gratitude for coming together in this unity, this love. So I let go because God is on the job always and says yes and has the power. And I let go into that power, knowing I am heard and seen. I let go. I let God. And so it is. Our beautiful musicians. Thank you.
Just imagine we woke up in paradise. Don't need magic. Let the force just carry us home, home tonight. Future's golden. Don't let go. Don't give it up. Just keep holding. Even when you've had enough, I will be your light. When you're low, I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. One step forward on the road ahead of us. Don't look back, no. You just need a bit of luck. Oh, oh, tonight. Yeah. When you're low, I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. When you're low, I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. When you're low, I'll lead you home, chariot. Take you back to where you're from, chariot. When you're low, I'll Thank you.
Doing a mic check. Y'all can hear me? Oh, yes. Oh, that's a good thing. Live streamers, can you hear me? I have a friendly face in the back that's going to tell me if our live streamers can hear, because no, they can't. Okay, see, it's good to check, isn't it? We believe in inclusion, don't we? Yes. I don't want to start until they can hear me. And if I need to switch mics, I will. Thanks for your patience, for holding consciousness. It's all good, right? I got a thumbs up. I got 2 thumbs up. That means the live streamers can hear. Hi, live streamers. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm so delighted to be the senior minister and the spiritual director of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Yay! I believe in call and response. So for those of you who are new or who are feeling a little quiet today, wake up. Oh my goodness, it's such a good day. And I want to acknowledge our ministerial graduates. Last week I wasn't here, and I know the house was held with our own Teresa Gardner and Elena Hutchinson. So let's give them some love. So beautiful. Thank you for being here and for sharing. And I welcome all of you. This is the first time we've been together, ever. Did you know that? I know a lot of you for a long time. This is the first time we've ever been together today in this way. So I welcome you here so that we can co-create this service together. And I believe in call and response. Y'all know that. So this is a way that we can declare out into the universe what it is, the truth that we want to bring back into our lives manifested. You ready? Yes. Okay, say it with zest and zeal. I'm counting on you. I am who I am, and this is my truth.
I am who I am, and this is my truth.
I am magnificent.
I am magnificent.
I am awakening to my passion and purpose.
I am awakening to my passion and purpose.
You believe it?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Yes. Didn't that yes feel good? Okay. And so now is our opportunity. I like for us to, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo, Miles. You got it. Miles nodded like, oh, I got this. This is our opportunity to come together as community and to breathe in together. So I will invite us to take 3 community breaths by first exhaling right where you are. Just let it go. Now breathe in gently, easily, a cleansing breath, and hold it when you get to the top, and exhale with a sigh. Let's do it again. Breathing in gently, easily, filling the lungs. Hold it there. Let it out with a sigh. Once more, breathing it in, filling even more than you did before. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Let it out with a bigger sigh. And allow that sacred breath to come in and out of your body, because this is God's breath that is breathing each and every one of us. This is the healing that we are reaching for, that we are allowing to come into our consciousness. It's a powerful time for us. The God qualities that I'm talking about today are, see if you like any of this: awaken, passion, purpose, listening, courage, authenticity, creativity. Any of that work for you? Yeah. Okay, good. If it doesn't, it will. I'm sure it will. We work from the CSL Global Themes, and we're living out loud this year in 2023, and we've just started the month of August, which is my passion, my purpose, as you heard Teresa in her prayer. And the theme for today is awakening to your passion. I'm going to say awakening to my passion, awakening to our passion. Anybody want to awake to their passion? I think that's why we come to spiritual community, isn't it? Passion, what does that mean? It's about excitement and enthusiasm and energetic, that makes our senses tingle, our spidey senses, some say, what we're passionate about, passion, fire. Our purpose, what is our purpose? It's innate. It's something that's inside, it's ingrained, it's instinctive, it's a calling. I'd like to say a higher calling. It's that calling that you have to listen to, that you're compelled towards. So that's what we're talking about, passion and purpose. And the two can be distinct, but they can certainly be intertwined. A lot of times they are. They're often intertwined. It's a deeper reflection on a broader context when the two go together. Here's what I mean by that. There's for a long time, people have been writing books on the purpose-driven life and finding your purpose and living on purpose and what is your purpose. And I don't see Reverend Sally Bartholomew in the house, but I do see somebody who asked me just the other day if I've been watching The Chosen. The Chosen, anybody heard of that on Netflix? Okay, well, I did finally start to watch it. Reverend Sally has a group that she has been leading on The Chosen, and I must say I really have been enjoying this series. And what I loved about it, it was so timely. We're always brought to the things that, if we listen, to the things that will be instructive to what it is that we need right then, right? So in relationship to this topic, which I really wasn't necessarily thinking about, but when I watched these episodes of The Chosen, it's about Jesus and the teachings of Jesus and his path. And so this particular episode I was watching, he was describing to some children who were following him about purpose. And sometimes, when we are talking, we want to be able to break it down so a child can understand. Because if we can do that, then we're staying away from jargon. We're saying it plain and simple. Here's what Jesus said about purpose. He said, my purpose is a job that's bigger than my trade. That was one little bitty sentence. But you get it, right? Your purpose is kind of bigger than. And he was constantly on this mission. He was constantly doing things with his hands. That was his trade. And even his passion, maybe it was his skill. He was building things, but you could tell he was on this mission. He was constantly doing things. So I would say that his passion was for the realization of spiritual truth. It just oozed out of him no matter who he talked to. And his purpose was to bring healing and teaching and to serve as an example. Because what he said in his teachings is, I'm an example. I'm not the exception. What I do, you too can do. Everybody can do what he did if we have faith. So it was very timely for me to be watching this. It was kind of ironic. After all this time, folks had been trying to get me to watch it, and then all of a sudden I decided to watch it, and I'm finding out something about purpose and about passion. And I have this new spiritual practice that has just come to me. That's how I've been integrating my spiritual practices. I let them evolve as I grow spiritually. So I was sitting one day in reflection, kind of meditation, just let in mindfulness, and all of a sudden, a little book came to me. No, the concept came to me first, and then I went and got the book from my bookcase. Practicing the Presence of God. And this little book is called Practicing the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. And I thought to myself, I heard it come by and I said, oh my, I have so many books. Do you think I'll be able to find this book? And it's like, just focus on practicing the presence. Do you know I went straight to that book? The very first place I went, I touched that book. And I started reading it again. Mine is dated 1986, so you can see how long I had it. It's about a 16th century monk in a monastery who, besides his daily prayers that they were required to do, he was compelled and called to extend that idea of practicing the presence of God. in anything and everything that he did. So in every dish that he washed, in everything that he did, he was focusing on practicing the presence of, you can call it spirit, you can call it Gaia, you can call it the infinite, you can call it the higher power, whatever you want. So I said, okay, this is for me to do. I started right away, and I'm still on that mission to practice the presence of God. You know, I like acronyms, so I call it the PPG. Y'all can practice it too if you want. But here's the thing. It's not as easy as we think. Because as humans, our minds wander. We find ourselves way over there making dinner, you know, in our minds, or going on a hike, or whatever it is that we're doing. That's not the point. The point is that when you realize that you've strayed and you come back, you bring your awareness back. Practicing the presence in every step, in every person I'm talking to, no matter what I'm doing, practicing the presence of God. This to me leads me to my passion and my purpose. This awakens me to my passion if I'm doing that. Because the passion and the purpose is innate. So if we are practicing the presence, we're listening to what it is that we have, that it has to say to us. My particular passion, some of you have heard, is about authentic self-expression. For some reason, I just live and breathe that. I don't even remember when it started, but I've been on this mission for years. And the more I settle into myself, the more I feel the presence of that. In fact, I remembered as I was preparing for this talk that my focus ministry some years ago, Authenticity Journey of Renewal, hosted an event called Dare to Be Your True Self. And the idea was for people to come dressed as whatever they wanted to be in life. And I invited them to be creative and be outlandish. So what came to me is that I wanted to be a mermaid, peacock, Nubian queen. And so I was like, really? Okay. So I had my designer, Eric Lamar Thomas, to design something, part of which I'm wearing today, so that I reflected my mermaid, peacock, Nubian queen. Now, I've worn this top today once here before. I decided to wear my crown today. Yes. Yes, I love it. I decided to wear it to show and to illustrate that we can be bold. Our passion sometimes requires that we be bold and go outside of our comfort zone. Now, y'all know I like to sparkle, glitter, and glam, and I'm not shy, and I speak out loud. However, catch this. When I was thinking about wearing the crown today, there were so many things that said, no, are you sure? They're gonna think, oh, this might be too much, and you know, You know what I ended up doing? I brought it in a bag, just in case I didn't want to wear it. And even when I was in my office putting it on, I said, are you sure you want to? You get what I'm saying? I'm telling on myself so that you have permission when your passion is calling you to push back and to examine what is driving me to hide. Marianne Williamson said, we all know it so well, don't play small. A lot of times we play small because others tell us to, or they're going to think a certain way. Who cares? Now, I know we do care. I know. But who cares? Now, I must admit to you, there's another part of this outfit that I decided not to wear. That the mermaid part, it was, don't worry, it was appropriate, but it had a long train of blue tulle that just didn't stop with peacock feathers in the works. You know, I don't do halfway, right? And I did try it on. I did think about it, but I said, no, that's really doing too much. But I can use myself as an example in fun, but in seriousness, to help you remember when your passion is calling you to something different. Listen. Because when we're unhappy or something like that, that's because we're not living our passion, right? That's what that's all about. And I'm wondering, let me just ask a question of, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I want to see these questions. It's like, how many of you, with a show of hands, would say that you know what your passion is? You two on live stream, raise your hand. I can see you. Okay. How many would know what your purpose is? Your purpose. Oh, fair amount of you. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Somebody went like this. So tell me what your passions are. Name them out. Music, practicing the present. Golf. Guitar. What? Photography. What? Yoga. Huh? Teaching. Travel. Food. Love that. See? Keep it going. Anything else? Prayer. Okay. Healing. Connection to others. See, this is good. It's okay if you don't know your passion. That's all right. That's not the point. We're here to explore it together, right? Isn't that what spiritual community does? Okay, what about your purpose? Serving others. To love. To love. To what?
Force for good.
Force for good.
Living the planet better.
Huh?
Living the planet better.
Living the planet better. Anybody else? Know your purpose.
Letting love in.
Letting love in. You get the idea? And it may evolve over time. Let me ask you this other question. Be honest. It's just us, right? How many may withhold acknowledgement, listen, of either your passion or your purpose because it may not fit into a mold that you can turn into your career, your job, your livelihood? In other words, it can't feed you. How many are withholding? Yeah. There's some hands, live streamers, and I know there's some hands out there too. I was just talking to someone the other day who said emphatically, I've known my purpose for years. I've known my purpose. The glitch was, for them, I'm not calling it a glitch, but the glitch was that they didn't feel that they could make it a part of their livelihood. Isn't that something? And then if we don't live our purpose or our passion, what do? If we hear it, we're squashing it, right? We're burying it. We're not living it out loud. And then it festers. Maybe we're a little resentful. Maybe something's going on that causes us to feel like we'll never get there because we're letting it be dormant. How do we let it come up? To hear it, to see it, even if it takes us we're not quite sure how to monetize it. First, maybe it takes for you to practice it or to let it come up, and then Spirit will show us how to make a livelihood out of it. I can tell on myself again. You know, I worked in corporate for many years as my career in human resources. And on the side, it was a big side, I did ministry. Decades of ministry. Like many of you, busy, active in ministry. But they were separate. And I felt like I had to check myself at the door and couldn't bring my full self into. That's probably part of why authenticity is my thing. Because I didn't feel like I could bring my full self to work. Oh, but it changed. Because Spirit led me to do what? I am a spiritual director, an executive director, you might as well say, of a spiritual nonprofit right now. Running the nonprofit and doing ministry all at the same time. But you know what? I heard ministry long time ago. Long time ago. And you know why I didn't get into it as deeply as I am now? I was in it, but not like this, because I allowed what was deep within me to burgeon forth, where I could hear it saying, ministers don't make any money. You can't live off of that. That was the reason. Let me let that land. And it kept coming up. Just because you don't listen to it doesn't mean it doesn't keep coming up. You're ignoring it, right? That's what I was doing. I was ignoring it until I couldn't. And if we're praying and doing our spiritual practices to be shown what is ours to do, then when we get the answer, we need to listen and do something about it. Or else why do it? And when I was looking for what was next for me, there were two things that came up, and one was to apply for this center as senior minister. There were a couple of other centers that had open pulpits. And I looked at those packages and wasn't moved to apply. But I was moved to apply to this one, and there was something else in the running, and both of them were in the spiritual category, doing business and spirit together. So it's like, okay, Spirit, you got my attention. I have it, I got it. So ours is to do what I believe. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm encouraging you to listen, to act on, and you will be guided as to what is yours to do. Every time. Now, when we look at awakening our purpose, our passion, I mixed the two of them together because I believe they're blended. When we look at awakening our passion, it's something that blossoms, that's blooming within us, right? And so I began thinking about, have you ever heard of the Rose of Jericho? It's a dried flower. It's big like this, but it's dried. But when you wet it, or if you plant it, it does this blooming thing like instantaneously. That's awakening. Awakening means your passion is already in there. It's just that you have to acknowledge it. It's in there already. Even if it means you're not aware that it's there. But there's usually a catalyst that will cause you to take a look, and then your insight is heightened. You know, if you like baking, well, sure, that involves cooking, but you specifically like baking. You'll cook, but when you bake, oh boy, it's on now. Because why? That's a passion. That's a passion that you're rising to. And I even saw, talk about the Rose of Jericho, I was looking online. I'm gonna have to order this thing. There is a glass teapot that you can order that has a flower in it that when you put the hot water on it, this flower just buds where you can look at the beautiful flower and then drink the tea. It's lovely. To remind you about the awakening. It's waking up too, right? I think of my son Freddie, who's an artist, who I used to, it evolved over time, but I kept exposing him to, and it wasn't just me that raised him, but I can speak from my parenting. I know what I did. I exposed him to all kinds of art, all different forms of art, including music. He's a visual artist, he draws, but all sorts of art so that it could ignite. And I remember him wanting to, what do you call it, Constance, when you airbrushing maybe, where people do the shirts? I don't even know if they do it that way anymore. And he was interested in doing that. So I cleared the garage out. I bought him a little air tank because they're expensive. I said, let's see if you like this first before we go full out. Bought him some blank t-shirts and let him go at it. Good thing I didn't invest too much money because he just scrapped that pretty quick. But he had to try it, right? He had to try it. It was in there, and he eventually found his niche in doing every paint. He's not a painter, he draws. Every illustration that he does has sacred geometry in it. It has some sort of beautiful geometric figures in it. He evolved to that. But we went through his passion for roller coasters and his passion for tornadoes and his passion for snakes and his passions for serpents and then the graffiti art. And then he went to nature and then it takes time for you to maybe find this. Here's another example. When I was in corporate at my last corporate job, I worked for a senior vice president who had a sidekick, just like I did with ministry, of food, wine, and photography, and plus she liked to travel. She happened to have come to my ordination, my ministerial ordination. And any mic I get, I'm gonna say something about authenticity, right? And so then the speaker also did, the ordination speaker. Do you know that was on a Friday or a Saturday? When I got to work on Monday, she submitted her letter of resignation after 17 years of being with that billion-dollar company. Here's what she said. I was at your ordination and I felt something within that clicked that made me say, I'm done. And what did she do? She went straight full time to her blogging on food. She enrolled in a sommelier class to be a wine expert. She started traveling all over the world and taking photography for the blog. She did all that because she was inspired and ignited by what was said. It was already there, I'm sure. But whatever we said gave her permission to say, I'm done. I'm going that way. I felt 50 feet tall. Because had she not met me, had she not known me, she may not have done that. But you have to have courage to act on what your passions are. Same as the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement. They were bustling. Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi. Let me say their names out loud. There was a groundswell for change that was happening that they took advantage of, and that's what birthed. So here's what I want you to do is pay attention to what excites and delights you. Write that down. Pay attention to what excites and delights you. It's important. So as we prepare to close this, I learned, how things happen synchronistically? Somebody sent me this beautiful video the other day called The Lion's Gate Portal by DNA Awakening. For you astrologers out there, I don't really follow astrology, but August 8th, which is Tuesday, there's a portal that is opening, like a universal portal, right? Where the higher realms and frequencies open up to us. If you believe like that, I do. So feel free to align yourself. What this portal does is going to help with having you align with your purpose. Can you imagine that I saw that right before I'm going to talk to you about passion and purpose? It's this aligning that's about to happen. And it's like they called it a bridge, like a cosmic breeze, a quantum leap in spiritual insight, wisdom, and inspiration. So in your meditations, come Tuesday, should you desire to be in connection with the universal opening. On August 22nd, there's a full moon in Aquarius, apparently, that leads us to innovation, liberation, and helps us to let go and open up. You're getting some tips here. August 23rd, here's the last one. The sun is going to be in the sign of Virgo, which helps healing happen, helping others, improving yourself. It's like they said, it's an energetic nudge toward change, growth, and transformation. Isn't that what we're practicing here? So know that the universe is co-conspiring with us to help us be the best that we can be. Living in service. What I like to say on my altar, I want to live in service and on purpose for life. So, speaking of awakening to our passion, I'm going to move into, right before I close with the community prayer, the presentation of our new practitioners, their stoles and their badges. This is a sacred moment for us, and what I'm going to have the practitioners in the house do is right at your seat. Should you want to, you can stand when I get ready to bless them. But first, I'm going to have Maureen French, Alice Knudsen, Megan Lemon, and Peggy Cotton come on up. And you can face the congregation there. The stoles are over here. I'm just going to go right here while they stand there. And if you're a licensed practitioner in the house, I invite you to stand in your seat, or stand at your seat, not in your seat, but at your seat. And we're going to bless these together. And so I want the practitioners simply to hold their hands up, extend your hands forward, and say a prayer out loud right where you are. Breathe that in. It's a prayer for all of us. This prayer for these stoles that I hold close to myself is a symbol of the work and the faith and the trust in all the prayers that were just uttered, that as these beloveds wear these stoles, that they have their God armor on, that they remember who they are and whose they are, and that they are anointed and appointed at this time. We give thanks for this. We lift this word in truth in prayer. And together we say, and so it is. And you may be seated, practitioners. Thank you. I have to take them in the order that they have names on them. This one says Peggy Cotton. Yay. All good, all good, all good. Sorry about that, it got out of order. Y'all, this is your ceremony too, just be patient. Give them some love. That says Megan Lemon, that's Megan Lemon right there. Oh. Thank you. This says Maureen French, that's Maureen French right there. This is supposed to say Alice Newton, that's what it says. All right. Thank you. And so practitioners, I don't mean for you to be yo-yos, but now is the time for our community prayer. So should you want to stand and hold the congregation, now would be the time for you to do that. And now is any practitioners or ministers who are online, we invite you to stand too. We're standing in consciousness. And for those in the sound of my voice, this is an opportunity for you to know the truth and to be the truth and to accept the truth right where you are. As Carmen West Jefferson, emeritus practitioner, brings the prayer box up, let us go within, shall we? As we do that, we know the infinite nature of God, of Spirit, the Holy One, that divine presence, that divine I am that is all things, is in all places, dimensions, times. It simply is. It's the divine I am. It always is and has always been and forever will be. We acknowledge its divine presence, practicing the presence of God. We acknowledge it today, knowing that it is infused in everything that is, in the stars and the galaxies and in the very nature of astrology and science and mathematics, as I was just talking about with the Lion's Gate portal that is opening. It's the cosmos, the universe, the infinite spectrum of life forever expressing. And the beauty of it is us. We are, each and every one of us, its beloveds, made from this infinite possibility, this beautiful stardust that we are made of, each with our own signature that is unique to us. Yet we are all collectively in this divine whole, this divine oneness, this divine allness. Oh, what a joy and a blessing it is to behold this, to know that this is the truth, this is the life, and it forever will be and is. And so in the power of this moment, I speak this prayer and this word of truth, knowing that whatever needs to be incorporated in this prayer is done so, whether it be by words or the energetic, just the very power of consciousness with all the practitioners and ministers who are standing around this room and on the live stream, the consciousness of the people who are hearing this prayer and receiving it and lifting it with their own energy, that we are power filled together, for it said, where two or more are gathered, there in the midst is the power and the presence of God, which we acknowledge right now. So everything that I say henceforth is already blessed, done, and we can say amen, but I just speak a specific word. Blessing our nonprofit partner this month, Women Within International, who we heard from earlier with Becky, who shared the beautiful work that they do empowering women. We bless their work and we lift them. We bless our world and everyone, everything in it, knowing peace and health and joy and truth and love and harmony, and that it gets worked out even if it seems that it's gnarly and it's tangled and it's knotted and it's complex. We know that the miracle working power of God is right there on the spot to work it out in peace and harmony and love and whatever else is needed. We take our hands off knowing that God's hands are on working it out, no matter what it is in this world. I'm not going to even name it and claim it. We have so many things that we are going through on this earth plane that could be named here. And what I know is that this word is all inclusive of those things, and that the healing and transformation is happening right here and right now. Praise God for that. And I bless every name on our ministry of prayer list that we are praying for, blessing each beloved with love and comfort and healing, whatever it is that they need. I know that they have instantaneously as they need it in forms that are right and perfect for them. I know this on behalf of Mary Sloan, Michael and Riley, Grady Nobles, Lupe Kapinda, and Joseph Udalenik. And I bless the transition of Trudy Chastain, our beloved John Chastain's mother and wife of Charles Chastain. And I bless Miss Trudy on to the other side, knowing there is our ancestors and loved ones to greet her into her next expression of life, bringing peace and comfort for John and his family, knowing that now. And this is a beautiful opportunity for us to all have the opportunity to lift our voice into the power of this prayer. And so I fling wide the doors of this prayer open for you to call your own name and the names of anyone for whom you are praying. You can utter it into this vortex of prayer right now. Knowing that healing is imminent, that there is always abundance, that there is peace and love, that there is divine order, divine timing, that there is the answer in the midst of the question, that there are infinite number of resources. Whatever is needed is already provided for each and every one and beyond. Praise God for that. And so as I lift this word of collective truth into the divine ethers with love and gratitude and thanksgiving, I do so knowing that it is already acted upon and activated by love and law, which says yes. It says yes and of course, and it produces it in ways that are greater and beyond our wildest expectations. So we breathe into that with faith and trust and remind ourselves, I know that this prayer goes before us and prepares the way so that when we forget, it reminds us to stay focused, to realign, to come back to center, to practice the presence of God and to hold it in faith, trust, and truth. This is the way, this is the life, and I know this is done, this is so right now. And so we simply let it be in joyous expectation. And together we can declare and affirm and proclaim this truth as done by saying, and so it is. Amen. Praise God. Thank you, practitioners and ministers. I appreciate you. Thank you, Carmen, for bringing the prayer box up. Thank you, John, for playing that lovely guitar. And now is our time for our conscious giving, which we love to do because it allows us to play in the law of circulation and to allow God's greatness to come into our lives and shower us. Woohoo! Ooh. Do it again. Woohoo! Yeah, let's not half do it now. We have giving envelopes that are in the seat pockets. We have pledge cards that are there for you to be able to make a commitment if you haven't already. Your offering is really needed and appreciated to support this spiritual community. We appreciate that. There's the tithing card that's there in the seat pockets. Live streamers, put something over your heart. We bless our offering. That's what we're looking to do. We're blessing it and knowing that it multiplies, pressed down, and runs over for us. So let us say together our joyous giving affirmation. Joyously I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. And so it is. And so those of you in the sanctuary, before that, there's lots of ways to give. Whether you're here or online, you can go to oaklandcsl.org. That's our website, oaklandcsl.org. Click on Donate button. It'll take you to this page that shows you all the ways to give by card, by mailing it in, by Zelle, by text. And those of you who are in the audience, we are going to give you the opportunity to come forward and to put your offering in the basket, because it is a part of that movement in circulation that we honor God with. So while the musicians play the music, we invite you to come forward. And if you see someone in your row or nearby you that needs help, help them, please. Come forward. Thank you so much.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all that is. Give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise, give praise for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Selah, 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 for all that is. Ashe, 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 for all that is. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Hallelujah, 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 for all that is. Namaste, 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 for all that is.
How another hand for our musicians. Wonderful, wonderful. Love the guitar work too. That is just great. What a great service. We are Stardust. Love that. Love that. Well, let's give our beautiful Reverend Dr. Sunshine another hand for her wisdom today. Really. And thank you, everybody. Each person here really shifts things. And so bringing yourself here makes a difference to all of us. So thanks for being here today, and thanks for coming to live stream and see the service. Just want to thank everybody. There's, like I said earlier, there's so many hands that go into this service. It's just really wonderful. So thank you. Now we want to let you know also about, and many of you know, go back and have a prayer today. There's so much to celebrate, and also don't leave something heavy on your heart. Go on back. We love to pray. We're there for you. You can go online to our website and get a prayer there. In the back of the sanctuary, there's a prayer box. All kinds of ways to receive treatment, and it works. That's what we do here. All right. So we do request that you wear masks in the back, and I think there's a box of masks back there if you didn't bring one with you today, because it's close proximity, all right? So thank you for that. Now, some practitioners also have give spiritual guidance, coaching sessions. So you can go to the website, get some names and phone numbers there, or in the foyer before you go into the social hall, there are cards there, and you could grab a card and reach out. Let's see, I think that's about it. That's it. Let's celebrate. Let's give us all a good hand here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you ready for the closing affirmation? If you want to stand, go ahead. We can reach out, and here we go. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. Dr. Ernest Holmes, and so it is. All right, here's our closing song.
All right, since we're all standing, let's do it.